का अनुभव बड़ा निराला है। तुम्हारे साथ का अनुभव बड़ा निराला है। मिले न स्वर्ग में वो सुख लुटाने वाला है। तुम्हारे साथ का अनुभव बड़ा निराला है।
Only prayers at this time of the cycle it's such a wonderful thing to happen. Those who have read Gita, they would know in the beginning itself there is praise of our relationship with God, and in that praise it's in poetry, but I'll just share with you the meaning. All relations with you, thou art our mother and father supreme, thou art our friend and guide supreme, like that. You are everything. Once we have recognition, I am sure no one amongst us is here without that recognition. If we had not recognized, we won't be here. Why have we all come here? What has brought us here? Is it only the youth retreat? Is it only the Christmas celebration? Is it only the presentation of cultural program? No. We are all here for a specific purpose. And the purpose is limitless. On one side, we are all here to meet Baba. And who is Baba? He is the one about whom I just shared with you what is said in the beginning of Gita, with whom we all have every kind of relationship except one. He says, I don't become Dharamraj. He doesn't become the judge. Always loving mother. This is something very beautiful. I wonder sometimes. Even in Sanskrit, the language, God is praised first as mother, then as father. Tameva matascha pita tameva. So mother, father, teacher, preceptor, friend, and everything. Now, do we feel we are able to experience these relations?
मधुबन के इस चमन की तुम बहार हो, मधुबन के इस चमन की तुम बहार हो।
परम पिता शिव के गले का हार हो, परम पिता शिव के गले का हार हो।
बन के इस चमन की तुम बहार हो, मधुबन के इस चमन की तुम बहार हो, तुम बहार हो।
तुम बहार हो।
Om Shanti. Experience the stage of being ignorant of the knowledge of desires and give others this experience. Giving becomes a form of receiving for all time. If any of your family, cooperative brothers or sisters, due to not understanding or due to childish stubbornness, considers a temporary thing to be a permanent attainment, or wants name, regard, or honor, then become humble and give them respect. This form of giving becomes a form of receiving for all time. Never think of seeking facilities from others before giving them facilities. Become a beggar, one who doesn't have, in terms of this temporary desire. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's date 20. Experience the stage of being ignorant of the knowledge of desires and give others this experience. Today's topic: giving becomes a form of receiving for all time. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. It's a very common proverb, and we have heard, I think we believe, whether partially or fully, that giving and taking. But majority of the souls always like to take. But few souls have sanskars to give. And those who have sanskar of giving, they also receive lot. Because when you are giving, you sow the seed of your elevated action. So one tree, how many fruits it bears? Unlimited fruits. Depends, of course, on the quality. Brother Eric from Montreal shows us every time he comes a beautiful jasmine flower. So when he came, so many people gave us tree, right? We have 2, 3, but we don't see many fruits, many flowers in that. maybe the way you take care of the weather or light or whatever the reason is. But I always felt in my life, maybe it's when you are born, you have certain sanskars, but also from my Lokik family, I always learned what is giving because even in UN they say fortunate ones or less fortunate one. So if I am fortunate for something, then I should share with others so that those who are less fortunate can also receive. And because my upbringing was after partition of country, India, and then it became Pakistan. We were in Pakistan, we came to India after partition, and during partition was not a good time, not a pleasant time. That means lot of orphans, lot of people were really going through lot. And we were fortunate because my family was in the government and they had some positions. So we were brought at least 1 year before, 6 months before date of partition. So they packed everything for us. They gave us everything. We were able to bring our some kind of valuables and so, but there are some they came penniless. So also Red Cross at that time was helping people. So I learned a lot from the family that it's not question of giving millions of dollars, but we will put lot of pitchers of water outside. And when we are going to school, I was 6, 7 years old. They will always pack 2 packs of lunch. That on the way, if you see someone hungry, a child, orphan, just give that pack of lunch. So I always believed in sharing, and helping hand or whatever way. And then we came to Baba, understood karma philosophy, then how Baba always taught us to give because we asked Dadi Prakashmani when we are traveling by train, so we make our tiffin full of food. We take sabji, pakora, roti, everything. And there are so many people sitting around us, right? Those days there were 6 of us in one compartment. So should we offer food to them? Or if we offer, then how much is possible? So Daddy said, if there are little children, you offer them. Because others, they bring their food or they will eat. But little children, their drishti is on food. And sometimes they are thirsty, we're drinking tea, they want tea. So Daddy said, no, it's always good to ask children if they want it. Even at the airport, sometimes we are eating and the child is looking. So we offer, some parents don't mind taking them to eat, some parents refuse. But this whole sanskar of sharing is very, very important in life. Because when you are sharing not only blessings, but you are receiving. See, it's not what souls give me in return, but this is a universal law by nature that when you give, you will get. And we have to trust that. But giving doesn't mean I just keep giving. I am giving where really is the need, where there is valuable, is charitable, or a lot of people give donations for sake of name. But whatever we do is cooperation. So whole universe, this principle of giving is very well respected, right? Receive from Baba, take from Baba, and then share with others is really increasing our fortune. So Baba is saying giving becomes a form of receiving for all the time. We have to maintain hope and courage and patience sometimes, but it never goes waste. It never goes waste. If any of your family, cooperative brothers or sisters, due to not understanding or due to childish stubbornness, considers a temporary thing to be permanent attainment, or wants name, regard, or honor, then become humble. Give them respect. Some people like it. You always say, okay, you do first, or you have it, and they feel very happy. What do we lose? No, we don't lose anything. Giving should give joy, because when you're looking at one who is receiving, they are very happy. You say, okay, that's good. Their happiness, the family happiness. So I think it's the principle which we have to learn in our life is what is giving. Because whenever I eat, make tea, I said, do you have, who wants? So other sisters say, you eat. You don't worry about others. I said, it's my habit. If I am eating, if somebody is around me, I will always ask, have you eaten? Do you want? But it's only enough for you. No, I say, but everything is enough. Right? Dadi Janki had this nature of not sometimes more guests come than you expect. She will make equal plates, right? If 12 people have come, food is for 8. She said, let's serve. Make 12 plates. Everyone gets equal. And it's always enough. So giving is never shortage, right? This form of giving becomes a form of receiving for all the time. Now, these are certain universal principles. You have to believe them, right? Sometimes you cannot immediately see it happening, but you have to believe it. Never think of seeking facilities from others before giving them facilities. Something, what did I get from him? Why I have to do? You know, become a beggar, one who doesn't have a terms of this temporary desire. Beggar from not having temporary desires. It's very beautiful. I think each one of you in a Vyakti Parivar, in your own life, might have all the different experiences that whenever you gave, very simple thing. Even you have a plant, you give water, right? Try to put it in sunlight and do it with lot of love, not rushingly. And you could see, when I go to Peace Village and I see every plant outside, inside, like smiling. They are like so shining, full, blossoming. And I know that Sister Elizabeth is taking care, and she's so caring. Anytime I see she's removing old leaves, she's removing this, it's like by nature, she's nurturing them. And we see how much, so even the plants respond to giving, right? And it has to be. It has to be. Whole universe lives on giving. And of course, we share. We share with each other, right? So, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Greetings to Avyakti Parivar. So it's really a delight and honor to be with you tonight. And as you've probably guessed, this is not an interview with Didi. It's quite magical. But although she just shared with us some beautiful ideas, she is also a flying angel at this time. As you've heard in the last couple of days, she is now flying, traveling to Madhuban. So rather than interview with Didi, perhaps the sharing tonight can include a few reflective questions so you can actually have an interview with yourself. All right, so along the way, there'll be a question, and you're invited. You don't have to, but if you want to take that moment to reflect within yourself on that question, and towards the end, maybe it might even become a reflection with Bapdada. So we'll see how that goes. These are really incredible times in the drama right now, in the family right now. There's so many powerful inputs into our Brahmin life right now. And of course, the first one is the ascension, the transition of Brother Noerji, whose part has changed dramatically. And I think some of you have had perhaps considerable time with Brother Never, and there might be some of you who never really physically met Brother Never. How many are in that category, that they've never physically had a chance to meet with Brother Never? Are there any of you who are in that category? There's quite a few. Yeah. But it's really wonderful that Avyakti Parivar has these incredible recordings that they share that give us a sense that we deeply know this brother. I was almost touched to a tear in my eye watching this past recording. I don't know about you, but really, really touched. I mean, you can just feel the spiritual royalty of that. So I don't know, perhaps they always had that and Baba just enhanced it. But very, very royal, very loving soul. That comes through so much in his stage. But also what touched me a lot was the feeling of how beautiful a relationship he has with Baba. Just such a beautiful relationship. Just the way he shares about Baba is so intimate and so down to earth and so accessible and so loving, so deep. So this is your first question. Whether you've known Brother Narera for a long time or whether you're just meeting him now through the recordings, doesn't matter. It still comes through. What does his stage inspire in you? What is the specialities you feel? What do you feel Baba shares through that instrument? What does Brother Nerera's stage, that soul, inspire for you? Baba says, pick up the specialities of others. So what are you picking up in the speciality of Brother Nerera right now? So just taking a moment, and we'll come back to this question again, taking a moment to reflect. What touches you about that soul? And some of the other things Baba is pouring into us, of course, are the Abhyakt signals of this month to become free of the knowledge of desires and to inspire others also to become the same. That second part can sometimes fall off the radar. So taking a moment, we're just over halfway through the month, taking a moment to reflect now, what has been the result of working with these signals? We listened to Didi every evening. But as you know, she likes us to not just listen, but to practice, experiment, experience. So assessing at this point, where have these daily practices brought you to so far this month? So again, this is your next interview question with the self. How have these signals changed you? What have they emerged or invoked inside of you? So taking a moment to reflect the impression of this month's theme on the self. I hope you're thinking about these things. And the next thing we can think about, of course, is Baba's daily murli. And, you know, Baba's always so relevant. It's really fresh food every day. And lately there's been a lot about focusing on your stage. No matter what is going on, focus on your stage. I remember it was shared, Sister Jayanti actually shared the two things Brahma Baba had love for with Murli and his stage. So the stage, the character, and within that idea of the stage, this furnace of introspection, meaningful conversations with myself, looking at the self. So again, looking at Baba's versions this month or over the last few days, what impression has Baba made on you? What impression have the Murlis? What do you think Baba is saying to you right now? What direction is he giving you right now that I need to focus on? So again, we don't want to just listen to Baba in the morning, feel wonderful, and then carry on through the day. But what is Baba's Murli impressing on me to do right now? So taking a moment to reflect on that if you choose. Creating a little recipe here in the furnace of introspection. And the last thing we can think about are the Bog Sandesh, the Bog messages. And they seem to be a lot about Baba protecting us. And that these wonderful scenes will continue to unfold. Just stay close to Baba. Baba will guide and protect us. What does that mean? I was very touched because this intrigued me, you know, asking Didi, what does that mean? And the idea that, yes, we all have to settle things, but Baba will protect my stage. So he's protecting the soul. If I take the step to stay close to Baba, that obedience, then Baba in return will protect my stage. So this is something really that's impressed on me in the Bog messages. What's impressed on you in the Bog messages? This is really fresh direction from Bapdada. So what impact or what has been inspired by the Bog messages for you? Another point of reflection. We don't just want to sit and listen to all these inputs every day, but what am I doing with them? What are they inspiring in me? So before we come back to Brother Nuer and the final interview with Bapdada, between you and Bapdada, briefly going to share a piece of a personal story, if that's okay. And I'm just going to share the highlights. We'll be here all evening otherwise. Just before I came to Baba, so it was a few years, I had a childhood friend. I was in my early 20s. They were in their later 20s, a childhood friend who suddenly left the body. And it's always quite jarring when a young person leaves the body. It was an acute illness. And I remember I wasn't with Baba yet, so at least there was not the knowledge in an emerged form. But I would suggest that this stuff is all in there waiting to be awakened. And I remember being at the service, and again, it was a young person. And when it's a young person, the grief goes to an extremely high level. So there was so much grief, so much sorrow at the service. And again, I wasn't yet in Gyan, so I don't know what was going on. But I remember sitting there at the service, and this voice inside of me, very loud, was saying, "You must not cry. Under all circumstances, you must not cry." I'm like, okay, even though everyone's weeping and wailing around me, and I'm sitting there looking very cold-hearted, trying not to cry. And, the feeling was, yeah, it really won't help that soul, won't help me, it won't help anything. That's all I could make of it. But instead, some other thoughts were coming. And these are the two biggies. And this is really between you and Bap Dada. The first one was this soul had left the body very young in their life. And that made me so aware of time. And literally the thought in my mind was, I have to figure things out before I run out of time too. And when it happens to a young person, you feel like you're going to die tomorrow. I'll follow in their footsteps. But that sense of time, and this morning, Baba was talking a lot about time, the confluence age, and do not waste it. And to have that realization, it's always been the case how precious time is, but that we can become very almost careless with time, even as a Brahmin. So very aware of time. And the second point, if I wasn't going to cry, then what could I do to honor that soul? And the feeling was, and this is when we come back to Brother Nerver, is how can I honor that soul and their legacy with my own life? What do I want to do in my own life? How does their life inspire changes in my own life? How does their legacy inspire me in my own life? So when we look at someone like Brother Nerver, yes, we want to celebrate that soul, their specialities, their stage, their sacrifices, their deep love for humanity, all of that, absolutely. But I don't want to end there. I think what that soul would like is to know that their life inspired transformation in my own life. That's probably the deepest form of sharing. So how can I honor the legacy of that soul? So I'm going to invite you right now to go into a subtle state. So you just are in front of Bap Dada and feeling Bap Dada's drishti on you. Bap Dada is looking at you. And two questions. What hopes does Baba have for me? Baba has such elevated vision on me, more than perhaps I have on myself. It is his love. So I look in Baba's eyes. What hopes, what vision does Baba have on me? How does he see my stage? Taking a moment just between you and Bap Dada, that quiet conversation. And the second question, just as Brother Nerera did with his life, in the time he had, in whatever time I have, how can I honor Baba's hopes in me? Baba sees my heart. He knows what my heart is held in my heart, what I wish for myself. How can I honor both Dada's hopes in me and honor my own heart, not waste time? What do I need to do right now? What steps can I take right now to honor Dada's hopes in me, which is also to honor my own heart? This is perhaps the gift we can give as we remember beloved Brother Nerera. Om Shanti. So we also have announcements. So there will be this last journey of Madhuban. We're touring the sacred pilgrimage places of Madhuban. That will be tomorrow, Saturday, September 21st, 8:30 a.m. And that's Eastern Standard Time, New York time onwards on Avyakti Paravar. So that should be very sacred. The second announcement, it'll be a full day. We have Sister Shivani reading English Murli tomorrow, just before. Again, meditation 6 to 7. And these are, again, Eastern Standard Time, New York time. Meditation 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. And then the Sakar Murli is read 7 to 8:30 a.m. And that'll prepare you very nicely to join the program with honoring Brother Nerera. So there's the information. This will also be, I believe, sent out with the homework email. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Vikti Parivar. Thank you so much. So tomorrow, Saturday, is very special because we will be having our sister Shivani reading Murli to Avyakti Parivar from Miami. So she'll be reading English Murli in Avyakti Parivar, and we will have translation available. So it will be on Zoom and YouTube link as well. So it will be from 6 o'clock. We will have meditation start, followed by 7 to 8:30 will be Murli read by Sister Shivani. And our schedule, Amrit Vela, 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. And then in the afternoon, 1:30 to 3, Avyakti Children class, 3 to 4, Avyakti Youth class. Evening, 6 o'clock, Bhatti will start, followed by Hindi series, English series, and sharing, Avyakti journey. So now, let's remember Baba, and we'll take Drishti from Didi. Om Shanti.
and the